Hello, all you lovely people out there. It's the man Carl, and we're here for another episode of Give It a Listen. The footage you're watching comes from a match of arms race I was playing in some CS:GO. It's basically like gun game from Call of Duty. You get your kills, you upgrade to the next weapon. There's not really any sound because I accidentally had some music playing in the background. So yeah, but hopefully you enjoy that. Just having a little bit of fun with that. Anyways, the album of this week, I know this is a bit late, it's going to be going up on a Saturday when it should be going up on a Wednesday. I do apologize, it happens. I'm trying to get used to my new schedule, seeing how things are going to work, but yeah, so let's get started. Madvillainy, what an album, let's see, comes out in 2004. This was the record that probably got me most into, like, hip-hop. I must have listened to it probably two or 3 years ago from this time right now, and man, freaking blew my mind, because at that point, you know, like a lot of the my exposure from like hip hop and rap and stuff like that. I mean, I guess I listened to A Tribe Called Quest a little bit. If you ever listen to them, they're pretty great. I'll probably do an album of theirs in this series at some point, but I hadn't had a whole ton of exposure to this kind of music, and this kind of got me more turned on to it. Just a very, very different, unique, interesting. The beat production on this is so cool. So you got MF Doom. He's on one of probably the most creative and original rappers of our day and age, and Madlib on the beats, who is just fantastic at what he does. I mean, he's incredible. He's got a vision, and he just runs with it, which is so cool. So you got this duo, MF Doom, Madlib. They form together, Madvillain. MF Doom, kind of a mysterious figure. He always wears a mask. He's super cool. He's got a few other aliases, Victor Vaughn, King Ghidra, but he's been around in the game for a little bit. But this collaboration was just huge. I mean, a very big inspiration for a lot of other hip hop artists to come from this time. The album structure is really interesting. It's so it kind of starts off, it's just like telling all these stories about Madvillain, you know, this duo who is just like evil, they're vile, they're villains. MF Doom, kind of notorious for just being a villain. He does some crazy stuff with like he would he would set up shows and then not show up. He would send like an imposter and just all sorts of crazy stuff, but he's the villain. That's what he is. I don't know. That's his persona. He lives up to it, and it's really cool. So this collaboration, really cool. Very short tracks, you know, it's just they kind of flow into each other. They tell stories. There's a lot of really interesting sound sampling of just really cool tracks that are kind of all weaved together in a sense to tell the story of Madvillain and like all this crazy stuff going on. And there's as far as the beats, you got like a bunch of jazzy stuff. You got some harder hitting stuff. I'm looking at the track list right now. I mean, just some very interesting stuff. Probably my favorite tracks off this record. You got Accordion. The first song, I mean, technically the second track, you got like the introduction before that, but it's just got this really just booming beat, just sampled under this just pulsating accordion sound, which is so cool. Oh my god, you gotta check it out, man. And then the synth bass comes in, just hard hitting. Oh, it's fantastic. Got some really cool lines in there. What's the one? It's like slip like Freudian, your first and last step to playing yourself like accordion. Man, just really great stuff. I mean, his flow on this record is just a lot of he just keeps going and going and going and going. It's just like bars and bars just after each other. He just keeps going. You can't stop him. It's great. You can do a song like Meat Grinder talking about like a psychopath midget prostitute. It's crazy stuff, but it's all great, and you get a lot of different kind of musical styles in terms of the beat production. I mean, you get a song like America's Most Blunted. That I think that was probably the first song I ever heard off this album, and I was like, man, this is crazy. You got just like really twangy guitar hitting with the bass line that just keeps going and going and going. There's some really good lines in there about like getting an award for rolling the best blunts and stuff like that. It's fantastic. You actually got Madlib, who's on the track as himself. He when he raps as Lord Quaz or Quasimodo, he often has like a really modulated voice, like either just jacks up the pitch or just turns it down or speeds it up or slows it down like that, which is really cool, really interesting. But that's kind of what he's known for. He has his own kind of like separate hip hop stuff that he rolls with. What other songs on here? Good Curls, talking about robbery, really cool stuff. Shadows of Tomorrow. That song just starts off and it's just almost confusing. It's I guess it's kind of meant to that way. I mean, it still kind of confuses me. Just lines about today is the future of yesterday, and tomorrow is the past, and the past is just crazy stuff. But it's really cool. You should go check it out. Probably one of my other favorite songs on here was Fancy Clown. Oh man, so cool. I mean, you got this really interesting sample that just kind of is present throughout the whole song, puts a nice beat to it. But it's cool because it's MF Doom, and he's like talking about how he hates this guy Victor Vaughn, who is really himself. It's like a self-hate almost, but it's cool because he's like portraying two separate characters, which is just really interesting stuff. I mean, as far as I know, it's never really been. I mean, yeah, I guess you could argue Eminem and Slim Shady and all that crap, but I feel like MF Doom is the king of that, and that's really cool how he pulls it off on that song. Finally, I mean, you got a song like All Caps. With just the classic line, just remember all caps when you spell the man name, MF Doom, all caps, just badass. I mean, really cool beat in there. I mean, you got a lot of interesting horn samples on that track. It's just, I don't know, there's something about this album. It's very unique. It's very, I'd even say it's magical, man. It's great. It really changed the way that I saw hip hop. It's a pretty short experience, but you gotta just, I can't even tell you how many times I've just like listened to this through over and over again. It's great. But yeah, so go check it out for yourself. Madvillainy by Madvillain, MF Doom, Mad Lib. Hip hop, influential as all hell. It's definitely worth giving a listen, in my opinion. So if you listen to this, let me know what you think. If you have listened to this, let me know what you think. Yeah. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. But that's it. Just remember, it's my opinion. You can disagree with it. You can agree with it if you want. Unfortunately, I lost this game of arms race. It was a really close matchup. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. I'll see you again next time. Bye-bye.